Now, if you live in Florida, you know we got a lot of theme parks in Florida. Matter of fact, I took my family to Seaworld the other day, and y'all know it gets expensive. But don't worry, watch this video, all right? I'm gonna show y'all how to do it the cheap way. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into this, okay? If you're coming from out of state, you're definitely gonna need to rent a car. But if you local, all right, you might not need to. Or if you're far away from the area that the theme park that you're going to, and you do need to rent a vehicle, pay attention. Now, when we think about rental cars, okay, we think about Enterprise, Avis, Budget, and things like that. But the thing about, rental car services is that they make you pay a very, very large, deposit before you even rent the vehicle. Now, on top of the, high deposit, you gotta qualify to rent this car either by your credit or your rental history. Don't nobody wanna be doing all of that. Also, you gotta deal with somebody who don't even really care about their job, you know what I'm saying? Just a paycheck to them. Then you gotta go outside, act friendly with this person so they say yes so you can rent the car. Then you gotta walk around the car with them with a clipboard, making small talk. Don't nobody wanna do all this. We just trying to get on to the theme park. Now, everybody has their own, personal favorite rental car app. Me, it's Turo, all right? Let me tell you why. Now, when it comes to Turo, it just seems like an easier process. I done tried a couple different ones, but Turo just seems like, the better process. It's easy, you ain't gotta deal with nobody, and you can do everything right through the app. And like I said, the process is super simple. People just leave the car at a random location, or they'll leave it at their home if they, if they cool with that. But you really don't have to talk to nobody. You do everything through the app. It's cheap. If you need to extend your rental, all right, you could do it right here in the app as well. You could write the person a message, say, hey, look, I need it for a couple more days, and they'll charge you accordingly. So instead of, spending a huge deposit, all right, a whole bunch of money a day plus getting insurance, a Turo is probably a third of the price that you would pay at any rental car company. Now, when it comes down to the tickets, all right, because, I know y'all got some questions about this, but this is the Seaworld website. You can buy tickets elsewhere, but I wouldn't trust them. Go to the website. Now, as you can see, okay, it costs about $94, $95 for one person to get inside of Seaworld for one day. But if you live in Florida, especially in the area, Central Florida, a little bit South Florida, this is where you want to pay attention. Now, like I said, this is just for the local people, all right? If you out of state, this probably wouldn't benefit you. It might, I don't know. But don't buy the one-day pass. Don't do that. What you want to do is, you want to get the annual pass. Let me explain. Now, like all theme parks, okay, they have a annual pass system, and it has levels to the annual pass system, all right? They got a lower level, it's like a gold or a bronze or something like that, and then it goes up to platinum and stuff like that. Me personally, I got the highest annual pass that you can get. Now, the reason why I got the highest one is because it comes with so many perks, all right? You get, admission to special events like Hollow Scream. You get preferred parking, 6 free guests, and you can jump the line on one of the rides once per day. But, you see this right here? That 50% off in-park discounts? That's where you're saving your money at. That's where this pass comes in handy. Now, remember what I said. One person, one ticket to get into the park for one day is $94, okay? But you could get the passes for $15 a month. But, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to pay payments. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because with that one pass, you can get in one person with you all year. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably like, what's the big deal? So this is the big deal. Mom and dad just buy the passes, okay? And you could get the kids in for free. At least 2 of them. You might got to buy another ticket maybe, but you at least could get 2 people free all the time. I've done that. It could be adults. Y'all could do a double date thing. Shout out to our friends, Lindsay, Anthony. We've done it. It ain't got to be kids. You could bring your homies. Like I said, it's $15 a month. No interest. And you can go not only to SeaWorld, but you can go to Busch Gardens. You can go to Aquatica, Islands of Adventure. This place, I ain't even never been to the Sesame Seed place, but I think it's inside of SeaWorld. But there's 11 parks that you can get into unlimited, no blackout dates, for 1 year with the Platinum Pass. And also, like I said, you get preferred parking. So you get to be way up by the gate, okay? But there's a secret to the preferred parking. Even though you could be close to the gate, if you plan on leaving when the park closes, make sure you park way back here by the exit. Because if not, you're going to get stuck in all the traffic from way back here trying to get to the exit. Now, another way you can save money, all right? I see a lot of people buying lockers, okay? The only reason I say that you should buy a locker is if you got a bunch of money on you or some jewelry that you really just don't want to get lost or stolen. Get a locker every time you get on a ride, or buy a locker for the day. But it's 2024. A lot of people doing Apple Pay, stuff like that, all right? But, don't get a locker if you don't need to, because at the top of every ride, I noticed that they have storages where you can put all your stuff, and people actually watch it. So ain't nobody gonna be stealing your stuff because it's on the other side. Can't nobody get to it except for the people that's getting off the ride. So save your, $12 to $40, all right, for a locker. Just don't even get it unless you really need it. Now, if you get the annual pass, all right, and you taking your kids, buy the, all-day dining deal for the kids. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, the all-day dining for the kids is like $40, all right? But like I said, if you get the Platinum Pass, you get 30 to 50% off of everything. So this is only half price. So your kid can eat $20 all day, every 90 minutes. They could get a meal. I really encourage you to do this, because kids, they just want to eat all day. Adults, you'll be all right. But the kids, every time you turn around, they want something to eat or drink. The next thing I'm going to talk about, it really don't save you no money. It just going to save you time and a headache, all right? So if you're trying to go see any one of the shows, the Dolphin Show or the Orca Show, and it starts at 3 o'clock, don't get there at 2:50, okay? Don't get there at 2:40, talking about we got 20 minutes, we'll go over there. No, you need to get there by 2:15, because you ain't going to get no seat, all right? Thousands of people inside of this park trying to come see the same show that you trying to see. Don't think you're going to get in there 10 minutes before the show, or you're going to be standing up way in the back. You're going to miss everything. You definitely ain't going to get in the splash zone. Now, look, I don't know if it's a lot of parents that's down with this, but, it was kind of hot that day, but it also rained that day when we went. But if it's hot and your kids out there and they swim clothes anyway, take them to the Sesame Street side, all right? And let them get in the splash pad. They got a little boat, bunch of fun. It's big. You ain't got to worry about your kids just being on top of each other, and it's a lot of space. It's safe. Bring them here. Now, last thing before we get out of here, okay? The hotels in the Orlando Disney area could be really expensive, but they got some gems in the area if you just search a little bit. I was able to get this room for $50 a night plus tax, all right? And a few amenity prices. But for what this was, it was not a bad price. When it comes down to pool areas at hotels, very important, all right? They had 2 pools, they had a jacuzzi, and they had a restaurant where you could just, chill by the side, get your drinks, food. This was perfect. And I'm going to be honest, this is what sold me, okay? They got a Starbucks right inside of the hotel. I didn't even have to drive nowhere. This sold me. They got a full kid zone, okay? The kids come in here, they can play, tire them out a little bit, all right? Going on back to the room. Speaking of the rooms, they were very clean, okay? AC work, nice comfortable beds. Perfect for $50 a night. Now, look, there were some extra expenses that I did, but I did not incorporate it because it didn't have nothing to do with this, all right? But you could pause this. This is what we spent. It was under $1,000. Easy. The more you know. Peace.